Hello everyone, welcome back on Erratic Coder. In our last video, we understand how to scrap data in Go language by using Go query language. In this video, we are going to use Collie library for web scraping in Go code. So here I have written a code to scrap the data from example.com, and to scrap the data, I am using Collie library here. So first of all, I have imported this library in my code. Before we understand the code further, let's quickly install the Collie library with this command. And it has started installing this library. Okay, Collie library has installed. Now let's see what all the steps I have written and what all the purpose we have. First of all, I have initialized a collector, Collie collector here with the use of this Collie library. So I have given Collie.new collector. In this new collector, I will be giving the information of all the URLs which I need to visit in my code. So here I have given Collie.allowed domains, which all the domains I am allowing to visit. Here I need to visit example.com. So this URL I have given, and the initialized collector is C. Now for any further operations, to visit any URL, to parse the data, to set up any callback functionality, I will be using the same collector C. Next, I have given that c.onRequest. c.onRequest means before putting the request on any URL, but all the performance are needed to execute. OnRequest means before putting the request, we have to call this function and we have to perform all these steps which we have defined within this function. There is another function onResponse. OnResponse means after getting the response, we have to call that particular function. So onRequest is being called before putting any request, and onResponse is called after getting the response. This is the purpose of onRequest and onResponse functions. So here we are saying that before putting any request, we are saying that visiting this URL. What is the URL we are passing here? Whatever the domain we have passed here, it will become the URL here. So it will say visiting example.com. Next, to visit the URL, here I can use visit function, and I am saying c.visit example.com. So before using the visit function for a specific domain, we have to specify the domain in this allowed domain function. And we have to initialize the collector for the same. Since I am visiting this URL, I have already given this that this is an allowed domain for this code, and I have initialized the collector C. So this is the purpose of onRequest and visit. Just after visiting the URL, but all the data I need to extract, so this I have given here. c.onHTML. That means after putting the request, when we get the HTML, then we have to find anchor tag that contains the href attribute. If any anchor tag doesn't have any href attribute, then it won't consider that. Once it finds anchor tag that contains href tag, for all those tags, it will call this particular function and it will read that particular tag in this e variable. After reading the tag in e variable, it is reading href attribute of that particular anchor tag. So here from HTML, we will be reading href attribute from the anchor tag, and here we will store it in the link. We will say like link found, and this is the link, and then it will be visiting that specific link. Similarly, on this function, we are saying that it will be looking for a title. It will be looking for a title tag, and it will print the title text here. So in this way, Collie works that first we have to initialize a collector with all the specified allowed domains. Then we have to specify onRequest or onResponse functions according to your requirement. Then we will be visiting the URL. After visiting the URL, there is the callback we have said that whenever it will be getting an HTML after visiting the URL, it will be finding anchor tag or title or any other tag that you want to extract. Let's run this code. So here it has started visiting this example.com. Since we have given before putting the request, it has to print visiting and the URL. Now it has started visiting it. After that, it will go back on this callback functions. Once it will get the anchor tag, then it will call this specific function and will say that link found, where the link is this. and the title is example domain. Let's visit this URL, how it is giving this output. So this is the URL we have used, example.com, and this is the anchor tag. This is the hyperlink we have extracted, and the title example domain. Let's check its source code. So we were searching for the title tag, and here we can see this is the title tag. This data we have extracted. And similarly, if I search for href attribute, so this is an anchor tag that contains href attribute, and it is getting the href value. That means this link we are extracting. So the expected data we got as an output. Now, as we have given here c.on request, and as I explained c.on response, similarly, one more we can give here c.on error. So this will be handling the error whenever we are requesting any web page or we are passing the data. At that time, it will be calling this function in case of any error arises. So in case of any error, this function will be called and it will say that requested URL was, in our case it will be example.com, failed with response, and the specific error it will be printing. So in this way, we can handle the error in Collie as well. Apart from this, while requesting any URL, you can pass other properties as well. So suppose while requesting the URL, you have to pass the user agent as well. You can initialize any character, and on this character, you can set your customized user agent as well. Similarly, we can set the proxy as well. So we can use set proxy function and we can specify the proxy as well. Now there are few points that you have to remember while doing web scraping in any of the programming language. So first is the rate limit. To avoid getting blocked, you should always respect the rate limit set by that specific website or web page. You should never throw multiple requests that a specific website doesn't allow. Second is robot.txt. Whenever you are going to scrap any website, first check its robot.txt file to ensure that what all the rules you have to follow while doing web scraping. And you can ensure that you are not violating any of the rule. Third is a dynamic content. Sometimes website loads the content dynamically by using JavaScript. So in such cases, you should use Chrome DP tool, which can basically control a headless browser. So these are the 3 points I would like to convey. There could be something else other than that, but every time respect the rules the website has set for the users. So this is all about Collie library in Golang. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more tech content. Leave a comment with any questions or topics you would like to see next. See you in the next video.